All right, good morning. Just got back from town, had to get some oil and grease and different supplies because we are working today. We started last night on getting the 8260 serviced and ready to go. We got quite a few jobs to do on it. Engine oil and filter needs to be replaced. That's pretty simple. And then the bigger job is going to be draining the hydraulic fluid from throughout and multiple different spots. We got to change. We've already started here, changing the gear oil here on both sides. Let that drain out overnight. Drain slow and trying to not get that sticky stuff all over. So got that going. Got to service the fan drive here and replace the belt. Got a belt here to replace. That one runs air conditioner and different things. So that's getting a little bit loose. So we'll go ahead and replace that. And so yeah, I'm not going to be able to probably show you a ton of doing all that. One, my hands will be really oily, and it'll be the first time doing that for me, so I want to make sure I'm paying attention. Dad's on his way, and so in the meantime, I'm going to change the engine oil on my compressor. It's kind of nice. They give you this little tube to drain so I don't make a huge mess. So I had to run to town. I didn't have enough of this kind of oil, so get that done. I changed the compressor pump oil. This was all kind of cloudy and dark, so now it's clean and clear, fresh oil there. So that was done yesterday. Sorry you didn't see that. And I will do this. So I'm gonna get this thing warmed up. How about that? All right, should be warm. Let's get to work. All right, working on the transmission here. Did back there that's just the drippings. We just carried out a huge bucket. 40 gallons total is gonna come out. So we got transmission, then we'll do the differential. Okay, hydraulic is done. We're gonna check it overnight on the front end differential. So I want to give you the update. See our mess. We did a really good job of keeping things from getting oil everywhere. And then here in the back, it just kept, there's a clean oil reservoir here. There was more in there than thought was gonna come out. And our pan was full and then it was up high and it leaked out and it shot out and then slowly drained back. So I just didn't have it in the right position. So anyways, a little bit of mess. Got an oil bucket there full of oil. That's oil dry. Let's see. Got, you can't really tell what's going on here, but got this all buttoned up. There was a screen in here. Got it cleaned out. And yep, that's all to see here. Let me take you around the other side. Got this belt changed here. That was a pretty simple job, and did a good job not being messy here. This plug, remember that plug, got a little bit of oil in there. What I'm about to do is I'm about to change the engine oil. So I got to warm up the tractor, and I'm going to when I have it turned on. When I have the tractor turned on, I can rotate these wheels. I'll jack it up. And so we had to get these wheels in alignment to drain out the gear oil. And now I need this to be turned sideways. It's now the gauge. It tells us when we start coming out of that hole, when it's turned 90 degrees, then we have enough oil in there. So you can't turn these because the four-wheel drive won't work while it's shut off. It's locked. So turn it on, put it in neutral, and then I'll jack this up and I can turn the wheel and get it in the right position. So I'll do that, change the engine oil still, and then I want to show you how much oil, what about 45 gallons back there, and then I want to show you about 40 gallons of hydraulic oil. Got my phone in there. It's a lot. says oil level. So now I got it jacked up, I can turn the wheel, hopefully. So that says oil level and it's level, which is not quite level yet. Still not level yet. Too far. That's pretty close. So now, when we pour the oil in and when it starts to come out, we have the right amount of oil in this casing. So now I gotta do the other side. I'm looking for, this is engine oil temperature, get to kind of normal operating temperature. This is close. If it's summer and it's pulling a load, this will be a lot hot. This will be quite a bit higher. This is the hydraulic temperature. It's pretty low because it doesn't have anything really pulling the hydraulics right now. And that's the outside temperature, supposedly. Not always as accurate. So this is getting close to 160. That's about where it needs to be. The oil should be hot enough. It'll run out well, and so I'm gonna go ahead and kill it and drain the oil. Sorry for the noise. It's really windy today. This is just like changing the oil on a car. Warm it up. Holy moly. Dad got after this one. I'm okay. That was iffy. Okay. I'm gonna go get some power. Okay. This should help. I love this tool. I've really enjoyed this. I've not had a bolt that I couldn't take off yet with this, knock on wood, but I'm gonna try this on the second torque setting. And then if not, the third should get it off. No problem. Okay, here's number 2. Here comes the oil. Filter. Okay, oil filter is in this canister right here, a little bit different than other filters. It's just a filament inside the case. Dad said that's how things used to be a long time ago, and so they're kind of going back, I guess. I don't know. It's our newest tractor, so I don't know if all John Deeres are doing this now, but just a paper filament kind of inside this casing. So let's get that out now. Okay. Got the cap off and cleaned it out. There's an O-ring that goes around here, and filter comes with a new one of those. So filter starts out like this and turns into what you saw. This little part snaps into the cap, and so I'm going to do that. Actually, I want to do this O-ring first. I'll show you that. So it's a new O-ring, and I'm going to put some oil around it. Put it on the cap. right, and also I'll put some oil on this part of the filter. This should snap in here. All right, let's go to the tractor. All right, drain plug is back in. I'm a little embarrassed to admit, but I am not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, especially when it's the first time ever, that I was tightening that drain plug. That's probably why I couldn't break it loose. Stands to reason that if I would have been loosening it, it might have loosened. So anyways, lessons learned, my bad. Okay, so I'm gonna fill up with oil. This noise is killing me, so I'm not gonna make you listen to it anymore. Gonna put the oil back in, about 5 gallons. So I'm gonna finish that up, start it, make sure everything's good, no leaks, and I'm going home. So this is happening right now. She's blowing a little bit. We've been really warm, south winds. We are, I think, getting a wind change. We got some really cold weather coming. I think this is probably the front edge of the front edge of the front. Yeah, I guess that's right. So there the wind blows and there the dirt goes. And just walk around the other side of the barn. Oh, it's even worse over there. Yep. We're losing some dirt today. Okay, here's the deal. Tractor's all put together. Thankful for that. And now the tractor is in the barn with the plow. That hasn't happened many times or maybe ever in my life. So thankful to have the space to do that. So it's getting late. I'm ready to go home, but we're going out of town tomorrow. And I'd like to try to get this plow set up all the way would be great. Dad said he could plow. We got one farm that we could. This is a strip till plow. I should have said that. I'll show you that in a second. Dad offered to plow, so if I could get it going, set up, then he could run with it this weekend while we're gone. If not, the work will be there when I get back. The rest of the ground is going to be too wet to do much of anything, and we need to do some more scraping again because of all the rain. So what would be great is I get this done. He could do that this weekend. We get back, we unhook this and hook up to the scraper, do all that, and then back to this and then strip till everything else. So that would be the goal. We run this plow twice. Now let's talk about what this plow is, okay? So these are the rows where we would plant cotton. And let's start from the front. This wheel here, can you see it? This wheel goes in front and kind of controls a little bit of depth there. We don't really use these trash whippers. We don't really need to. And then this shank strip till rips the shank where we plant the seed. And then these discs close in that trench a little bit. And then this roller basket right here kind of breaks up some clods and makes it a smoother soil profile. This is actually raised up 7.5 inches or so from where we start the year. We raise these up and run over everything a second time to break up. Sometimes there's clods, and we get some air pockets in there from those big clods. And if you don't break those up, then the plant grows into those air pockets and then gets to that air and dies because it's not in contact with moisture or anything. We had some of that last year that we didn't get to go over twice. So I'm gonna go over everything twice no matter what. We're just gonna make sure that it happens. So my job here is I gotta lower these all back down, the 7.5 inches. So I've marked them all already. I've got to, let's show you here. These bolts are threaded into these square nuts that are welded onto the frame, and they get a little rusted. Water can get in right here and can kind of rust these bolts a little bit. And so do not want to strip those out, because then we have to cut these out and find new ones and weld them in. So I'm going to be careful with that. I've got some never seize that I will put on those so that they won't seize, hopefully. And I've got to do that 8 times. There you can see the 8 rows that we strip till. We plant 10 row pattern. We strip till with 8, just as the toolbar that we have. So lower those down. Make sure I don't strip out those screws. Gosh, I think that's mostly it. And then I gotta grease the tractor. Already put air in the tire. Grease all these rolling baskets. And that may be it. Sounds like a short project. I'm hoping it goes quickly, because I'd like to go home. Also, the Aggies are playing in the NCAA tournament tonight. I'd like to watch them play as well. We'll see how it goes. All right, that was 1. 7 more to go. Not bad, kind of goopy, but that never seize in the multi-purpose spray lubricant. So that puts that shank a heck of a lot deeper, 7.5 inches deeper to be exact. And so that's what we really want. We want that deep shank to get in there and rip a deep seed bed. And so now that the roots have a chance to get down to the deep moisture, I think this is the thought of what saved us last year, that there was deep moisture and we were really dry. We had the rains that got the cotton up. And then when the rains just stopped, the roots got enough moisture to get down to that deep moisture because of this deep ripping of this shank. And that's what they survived on. Now, hopefully we're getting enough rain to replenish that deep moisture before next cotton season so it can do it again. But when we really enjoyed this type of setup, in the past, traditional tillage would be every year to plow it all flat and then to raise it up into beds and then plant in the beds, but you're never really ripping it deep. Maybe with the chisel plow, maybe we would have done that some, but not probably like this. We're really gonna rip it deep. So this will rip up clods for sure. But that's why the second time, after it rains, the rain will help soak some of those clods away, and then we'll bust them up again when we raise this up. So it's been a good system for us, and I've really enjoyed it. Okay, well, that went actually pretty quick. Had one little accident, and I'll have to fix that. So I had this one right here was a little bit finicky, and I've been taking the bottom one out, getting it all cooped up and ready to go, and then holding the shank as I loosened the top one. Well, the top bolt was kind of stuck, and so I did something else, and I let go of the shank, and it fell to the ground. Broke the tip. That's not supposed to happen. So, get to fix that now too.